get the question oftentimes about where the inspiration comes to draw and to design and to build in my mind first the yard before I put it down on paper and then present to a client. And I think a lot of it has to do with many things, the very typical things with the requests from the client, the types of things they're looking for. When I meet with them, they talk about their likes and the types of things they're looking for. That's certainly a piece of the design. But usually I would sense and believe that the majority of that comes from the design end comes from the space. I have found if I connect with the space, spend time in the yard, the elevations in their own way talk to me. They help me understand what it should look like and what are the elements and what are the pieces. And so it's kind of fun to be able to take that and then translate that into a colored drawing, which, computer aided design stuff, the CAD stuff has been out for many years now, and I've tried several of the programs for simplicity's sake to make it easier to design. But what I've found is I connect way better with it if I just go back and hand draw. Start with our lot lines or dimensions, and I hand draw a shape into the yard with the types of features and elevations and things that really make sense. So once I've done that and I've sort of built, as I've said many times before, I build a project from 4 feet underground up. When I start doing that in my head and I start connecting with a design and a drawing, then it's a lot easier to present that idea to a homeowner and be able to paint the word picture. Because as cool as maybe a drawing is, and I color it up, and it's great little two-dimensional drawing, it still really doesn't give people the visual. It's something cool to look at, but we really need 3 dimensions for it to make sense. And that's where I allow people to take the journey with me, and we talk about elevations and what's going to be here and what's going to be there, and what it looks like from this direction, what it looks like from that direction, and how we're looking for visual interest throughout the entire project. From every place that you sit and every place you stand, there has to be something interesting to look at. And for me, that's sort of come just with years of experience. Being there, developing ideas as we go, being organic in the process, which part of the design end, as far as I'm concerned, is it's a step of faith for a client to be willing to let me design as I go. We come up with great ideas, a good basic project, but as the elevations develop, as we're digging and excavating and moving soil and putting footings and putting walls in and all of that, the yard really speaks for itself and sort of designs itself and decides what it is that it wants. And I'm just the person to help give them that, give that space that look. So it's a lot of fun for me from a design perspective to not just walk into a yard and go, oh yeah, we can put a pool in here. And, oh yeah, we can put a shape of whatever shape you want in here. But instead, how can we, for me, how can I just let the space speak for itself? And as goofy as that sounds, we're all energetically connected to things. And I really feel that I'm connected to that backyard. I'm connected to that space, and it becomes a part of me, and I become a part of it. And as a result, I think that the design becomes unique. It isn't necessarily the only design that could fit in that yard or necessarily the best design that the world could ever produce, but it's right for me in that space together.